My best friend Jack plays volleyball for the Seattle Riptide, and I have been judging him based on his performance in the most recent tournament he played. If you've been enjoying the content so far, feel free to leave a like on the video or subscribe to the channel. You could do both. Again, I want to say a special shout out to Colman Chadam, who records all of the videos and plays for the team, so head on over to his channel to give him some support as well. But without further ado, let's get right into the games. So we're watching the West Cup qualifier, the first round bracket game, the first set. Jack recommended I watch this one and said it was very intense, so let's hope it lives up to the hype. Let's get right into it. And here's the first serve of the game. Right into the net. 1-0 for Riptide. Love to see it. Jack started this game on the bench, but he is a middle player, and he's going to rotate in. And our serve immediately goes right into the net as well. That's number 9. We met him last video. And I do have a roster list of all the names now, so I'm going to try and give everybody the credit they deserve and call them by their name. Serve comes across. Another one to the net. So not the best start for both teams, both serving into the net early. Maybe a little too aggressive on the serves. Coleman's going to come back to serve. He's going to launch it over the net. Big serve. Back set. And that looks like it went wide. So that's a point for the Riptide. We love to see that. So that should be 3-1 Riptide now, as Colman goes back to serve again. Oh, and another one into the net. So some shaky serving early, but nothing wrong with that. I'm sure it will clear up. Should be 3-2 now to the Riptide. Serve comes over. It's a nice little lob. 20 takes it. Up to Peter. Can't get it. And it's going to go out. Another point comes back for the Riptide. Peter is going to be the other middle we're going to be seeing in this set. Number 25 on your screen. If any of you guys are big volleyball fans, number 20 is Giacomo Tita, who is a professional beach volleyball player for Italy, and he's currently ranked within the top 5. He filled in this tournament because he is associated with the coach of the Riptide, and so he decided to play for them. So here he is right here. And we're back setting to Greg, who gets another kill. That looks beautiful. I'm going to have an overlay of the scoreboard so we can actually review it, but I actually don't have the ability to just keep track of the score the entire game. So instead, I'll just make sure that you guys know, and we'll obviously know when the second set comes. This is Aleyu on the serve. He's one of our setters. It looks like a good block there. Coming up and over. And a little bit long for Cody. That's all right. Take a look at what Jack did on the block there. Let's take a look. Yeah, so I think you can see that he gets a great jump, and it forces the other middle to have to hit around him. So he has to go for this little bit of a lob hit, which I think looked really nice. And our libero, Damian Higashi, comes in. Time to shock the world. You'll notice that the Riptide sub in 2 liberos. They have Jai and Damian. And then Jack comes in for a big hit. I got to rewind it. I got to make sure I see the full experience. Let's take a look. Here we go. Yeah, so Giacomo takes it. Aleyu gets the beautiful set right up. Perfect height. And Jack finishes. I think Jack is most comfortable finishing to our right side from the camera's perspective. I think he likes hitting to the back corner there. I feel like he always tends to go there first. That's his first option. And he makes it look real pretty. This is Austin in the back serving. One of our front hitters usually. And Aleyu to Jai with a back set. Colman can't get to it. It's just a little bit too short. I think in the last video I was a little hypercritical of Colman. I think the thing that I didn't point out was that the sets a lot of the time come to him as the outside hitter. And a lot of the time he's getting sets that are either too far back or too far forward. So just something to keep an eye on. I put a lot of the blame on him last episode, and I want to try and avoid that this time. And a big serve over. Austin's going to get it. Aleyu to Cody. Looked long. And it is long. They're trying to get him involved early, it looks like. We're playing to the opposite hitter so far. Another serve's going to come over this time to Colman. Aleyu back to Jack. He doesn't have a great hit on it, but he gets it over. Nice block, but it's going to go long. Let's take a look at the block one more time just to see it. Maybe just a little late on the timing. It looks like they didn't get up at the exact same time, but not to worry. Another serve coming over. Austin gets it low. Aleyu over to Colman. This time he gets a good hit on it, but it looks like it goes long as well. I don't think I mentioned in the intro to the video, but if you have been watching, you know that I'm not a big volleyball person. I don't know a lot about it, and I've never claimed to be an expert, but here comes Jack. He's going to be serving across. Nice. Nice hit. Puts a lot of pressure on it. Comes right back over to us. Let's get it. Another set from Aleyu. And this time we get another hit, and that looks like it's going to be a kill. from Cody. He's going to get his first one of the day. Jack's serve, so beautiful. They have so much movement and so much pace on the ball. I think it's really, really cool. Here he goes. Oh, it looks like he didn't get a great piece of that one, and it goes a little long. Looked like it came off the side of his hand, not what he was looking for. That's all right. Damien comes in. Also, if I get any names incorrect, I deeply apologize. I'm just trying to learn everyone's name, and I'm trying to stay on top of it. Colman. Peter comes in. Good hit, but they're going to get to it, looks like. And they get a good block. And it's coming back to us. Beautiful. Okay, so now this part I have some questions about and some answers. Obviously, 9 wasn't in, and Greg wasn't in, and we swapped liberos. I had to talk to Jack about this because I was watching it while I was in a call with him. How do the substitutions work? I don't really understand it. But essentially what happens is, at the moment, they want to keep their setter in the back row so that they have 3 hitters up front to create pressure. So, because of that, they bring in their other setter for Aleu, who is about to rotate into the front. So they bring in Taylor to come into the back. He's going to serve now. Greg is going to come in just as a natural rotation. And then Jai is just going to replace as the libero. So that's where the substitutions come in. Greg is essentially replacing Taylor, who would be going to the back. And here we go. Big hit. Looks like it could have gone long, though. A little bit outside. And we take that point. What happened there, though? It looked like he had a lot of free space. So let's just take a quick peek. Peter a little late on the block, but we take it. It goes out. Not the end of the world. I think reacting to that middle hit can be really difficult just because not only do you not know which side they're going to try and hit to, but also it's such a short range for the setter to get the ball to them a lot of the time that you really need to just be on top of it reaction-wise to get a good read on it. Taylor again. And good block from Colman, but it is going to sail out of bounds, so nice try. Again, I will say again, Colman blocking, I feel like is phenomenal, and I'm very impressed so far. The only other thing I want to point out in this one is back on the serve with Taylor. In the last video we watched, he was ripping serves, so I'm not sure why we're going so, like, soft on these ones, but the one thing that I will say is that we did see at the very beginning a ton of nets, like we were hitting it right into the net on serve, so it could just be about making sure the ball's in play and getting it back to your side and trusting your defenders to stop them from scoring. Looks out. Looks like he sailed it a bit. So that definitely the difference maker at the moment is serving. I think the same thing is going to come out from Colman here. I think he's going to go for a lob. You can kind of see right to the libero. Just keep it center. And that looks like he spikes right into the net. And another point for the Riptide. Great stuff, guys. And I think that was just a lot of pressure on the block. Let's take a look. And yeah, see, here we go. So now that we've seen them set middle again, Peter gets the reaction quicker, and he's going to instantly get up there for the block. Love to see it. Love to see the adaptation. The adaptation. Colman again back to serve. So yeah, I'm curious about the other team's formation where typically in games we've watched so far, their libero plays in the middle here, where this player is, but they seem to hug him to the outside. Obviously, it's just about how they want to set up, but I am curious what the logic is. And right there, you're punished for not having the libero in the middle, as Colman gets an ace on, again, a pretty soft hit compared to what we were seeing before. Now, I do know that Colman rolled his ankle at some point pretty badly, so it could be related to that, just not wanting to expend as much energy. Oh! They get over the block, but it was a good block. Colman forces it back over. Come on, guys. Oh, okay, so this is another team who runs that same play that we watched. Let's take a look back and just review it one time. So we haven't been seeing them do what the last video did with all of the back sets, but we do see this similar play where they bump to their setter. Their setter is going to make it look like he's setting the front man. It's a fake to the back man who comes in for the kill. And he ends up getting it. So, I mean, interesting that both teams have been running that strategy. Something to keep an eye on and something to think about when you're blocking either as the middle or just watching from the outsides, obviously. Because it's hard to cover that guy in the back very well. You kind of have to trust your backline players to be in the right spot. Obviously, it hits the net, so not much you can do. All right, Damien, bump. Taylor, and Peter. He's having himself a game so far. Gets that one. He's feeling it. He's happy. And Jack's coming back in. Nice plays, nice plays. The Italian beach volleyball player comes in, makes his presence known. Oh, Jack gets a piece on it. Oh, but no. Oh, but it goes back over, and they get the point. Let's take a look at Jack's block one more time. He just gets a fingertip on it, and Peter's right in the perfect spot. I think the only problem there was maybe just the block was a little too wide, because maybe if Austin's there together, they get the block and it doesn't hit the back line, but not the worst. Also, they're just a bit late on the jump, but not the end of the world. Good stuff. I mean, the play worked out perfectly as well, so cannot complain. The energy is starting to shift a bit. You can definitely tell that they are picking up in confidence here. Nice serve. Ooh, that looks out. And it is. Yeah, so far the other teams, I believe they're called AJAX is the name of their team. They are trying to target the outside corner a lot. But every time they've done it, I think the reason it hasn't put pressure on us is because they're pulling too far to the side and hitting out. I think that's the second or third time it's happened, so. Peter back over. They back set this time. Oh, and it's low. Looks like it was out. Both Juan and Peter looked to the ref. They thought it was out, but no call. He calls in. It must have been right on the line. Jai. Back set to Greg. Goes for it, but he doesn't get it. Looks like it sails in. Where is this the person in the back now? Let's just take a look. So I think what happens is because Greg and Austin are your current two front hitters, your opposite and outside, Austin pulls himself forward, number one over here, but that does leave the back corner exposed. The only thing I'll say, I feel like our front players are a little too far up collectively. They've been doing these tips over the block instead of just spiking down a lot of times, so they're probably covering that off, and they just get a little unlucky. But obviously, if 20 is a little further back, they may be able to save that point. I think it's the right play, though, to be up there and just be covering those little tips that they've been doing. All right, lob over. 20 to Taylor. Back to Greg. Another back set to Greg. That one's in. They go for it. It goes out, but they give us the point. I thought it hit someone, but it must have missed Greg. Also, didn't it look in? Oh, well. We take the point. We appreciate the point. It looks like we've got ourselves another double sub, right? Yeah, so I believe Taylor should be coming out, but then someone else is going to switch out with him. It looks like Greg comes out. So they're trying to keep this setter in the back row, obviously. They feel like it allows them to have more pressure up front. And so we get Cody in with Austin up front. Austin, if you didn't watch last episode, he hasn't shown it much yet, but he has some serious hops. And they go over, and right through Aleu's little bump there. Looked like either one of them could have had it, but so much pace on the ball on the spike here. I have noticed this. I've noticed that Cody on his blocks a lot of the time gets beat on this inside arm. If he was obviously over, they would cut that angle off a bit more. And obviously that would open up over here. I've just noticed him get beat there a few times. So maybe something to think about, just being more conscious of where you are, or having maybe a mark on the floor, just to be like, this is where I want to be blocking from in an ideal scenario. Obviously you get pulled over a lot, just based on where the pressure looks like it's going, or you try to make a prediction and guess wrong, but just something I noticed. I think the more critique I can give, the more it will obviously, these videos will obviously be helpful to them. Not that most of them are watching, but I think it could be fun. Jai gets a nice dig. Austin, there's the hops I was talking about. We recovered. He's got to get it over. Nice. Good job, Cody. They cross all the way over. Nice. And up to Jack. Oh, another block. Great. This is a great point so far. Jai, great hit. Austin gets it over. They're going to have to come over here. And there's exactly what we were talking about. I think we must have just been a little too far back, right? Let's just take a quick peek. Yeah, 20's very deep, but he's obviously covered. This guy's just showed he's a huge hitter, and he just broke through both of them hitting. So they have to respect it. But I think if Cody's not there, because obviously he's not really contesting anything, and he sees where the set's going. Let's just take a look that he does see where the set's going. Yeah, I think once he sees the set going, he kind of needs to be the one to cover. But I think that comes down to communication of the two back guys saying, we're gonna cover back. Like, Cody, move up to the ball. And he's close to it. It's not like he doesn't make an effort on the ball. Great point, though. Great rally. Some good blocking. Would have loved to see Jack put that one away, but the block on him was pretty sensational. Nice dig. Oh, that was a great serve. Some good movement. It dipped down and away. from Giacomo. So obviously you can tell he's a stand-in. He's the only one with his last name not on the back of his jersey at the moment. So, and that one's going to go right into the net. So back, we haven't seen some poor serves in a little bit, but that one comes back to bite him. And Colman's going to come into the game. Damien's going to check into the game for Jai. I've been trying to get a good read on the liberos, like when they try to put them in, but I haven't really figured it out. I thought that it was like Jai was their primary ball returner, and Damien was more their person on offense. Austin does the same thing, goes right into the net. So a lot of handing points back and forth for sure. But obviously, this is the first bracket round, so the nerves are probably a little higher than when the pool stage was going on. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out the liberos. And crosses it over to Colman. He's not able to get a great read on it. Looks like it was behind him a little bit. Nice dig from Jai. Aleu, good set from the back. They get the ball back over. Oh, what happened there? The Riptide look like they're both calling for something, but they give the point the other way. I'm not 100% sure what they're trying to call, but let's just take a look at what happened on the block. I think that's the only thing I really want to see from this point. And we're just a little too separated. Looks like Jack's leaning a bit to the left side, so maybe he just needs to come over a bit more, but obviously he's jumping a bit late, probably sees the play late, and so they're just a little too separated. Although the ball goes towards Cody, and his hand looks like it was almost in the perfect position, but Aleu does get his body in front of it, just not able to control it. But it looks like they're calling for like a net or some sort of carry. I didn't see the net move, so I don't think it would be that. It could have been like they thought it was a carry of some sort. Not sure. Okay, a little bit of miscommunication there, but we get it to Colman, and oh, big hit, but it's going to sail long. Colman just tries to beat the block. You can see that 10 obviously was a little bit late to it, so he tries to hit to that side. Just a little bit too much power, a little too much height. I think to open Colman up, they're defending him really well. It looks like they think of him as one of the bigger threats on the court with this roster. Middle hitting could open that up, or just simply, you got to get your other two guys going. You got to get either Jack going or Austin or Cody. Any of those three who can start hitting to take pressure off of Colman will open up his hits more frequently. All right, we're coming back over. Austin. Aleu goes, and there we go, right away inside to Cody. Back over. Goes for the tip. They get the block on it. So yeah, I think just a little more height on this tip. He looks like he tries to dump past the block, which I like, because obviously there's this open space here that we see, which looks like what he's going for. But he just doesn't able to get it over through that blocker. Nice attempt though. I see what he's going for. I won't go back, but I'm not sure where the set was. I felt like it was kind of in an okay position. We've been getting eaten up a little bit on the serves, which is surprising. We haven't seen that yet, but that one's going to sail wide. We're not controlling it right away, and it makes it hard for our setter to get the ball to the front. So we've seen Colman have to kind of just bump the ball over a few times now. But here comes Jack back to serve. Nice. That looks out. That looks out. Oh, maybe it was tipped. Oh, yep, they call it tipped. So they say Colman hit it. Unfortunate. Jack's going to head to the bench. Jai's going to come in. Yeah, so it's interesting to see when they've done that double sub twice now. Peter, good hit, and he gets the kill. Yeah, Peter's having a good one so far. I think his height is really giving him a big edge on this other team, where he's able to just get up and over the block a lot of the time just because he's so tall. All right, Taylor, over. And Colman adjusts and get that block. There it is. And they missed the set. Greg, it's up. You got to get it over. Got to get it over. Nice. And they miss. Good dig from Taylor. Up to Colman. Oh, nice hit. That was good. Oh, let's take a look. The block looks really good. It just ricochets and sails long. Dang, what a long point. They did a great job there. Both teams, honestly. Nice finishing hit, though. And I think that was the guy in the back. No. It looked like that was their middle hitter. So they've won a couple big rallies. I feel like Riptide hasn't really gone on a long rally where they've won it yet, but maybe I'm just misremembering. All right, 10 to serve. Comes right over to Jai. Nice close set to Colman. I love that. I love that. Get Colman on the other side, immediately get him involved. Those blockers haven't really faced him yet, so yeah, I really like that. I really like that. Oh, long set. Nice block. Oh, it's going to sail over. The block looks good. It looks like they're just hitting down into our block. Let's take a peek quick. Yeah, that one looked like it honestly just went through Austin's arms and then like up off of his head maybe, or either like off of his forearms possibly. Serve comes away. Austin, nice set to the middle again. Peter's going to win that one. Yep. Yeah, Peter's looking good right now. He's having himself a great time, and he's feeling it. You can tell with the energy he's bringing. Yeah. I would love to see Jack get involved like that, though. I don't know if maybe he's just not getting over the blockers, and that's why they're a little nervous about it, but get that. There it is. Good job. Good adjustment. Greg gets the kill, maybe? They call net, looks like? Yep, they call net. So it is odd that Jack hasn't gotten as involved, I think, just based on Peter's success, where I feel like Jack's only had like 2 or 3 real hits, and Peter in the last few turns has had 3 hits. So up and over. Nice serve. Oh, get there. Oh, no. The block kind of fell apart, but Taylor gets it over. Nice. Come on, this is ours. Right to Jack. Yes, sir. Get him it. Let's go. Great job. Honestly, really, really good. I only want to go back to a couple points there in that point. Let's just go back to the very beginning. I'm curious why Austin bails. You see how he's going for the block, but then he bails out and leaves Jack on an island. Maybe he just thinks the set isn't very good, so he doesn't go for the block, knowing that either Peter or Giacomo can get the rebound, essentially. But doesn't happen. Then they get a good block there where they are forced to just push it over, and then Jack comes in for the big kill. I really love that. But yeah, I would be curious why Austin lets that one go. All right, Greg, another one. Gets over, yep. Come on. No touch, surely. Yes. And that is the set, everybody. So thank you guys so much for watching. They played really well in this one. Obviously, a lot of serving issues was the big thing that I noticed. I felt like they were up against a team that was really blocking well, and they had to really find ways to navigate the ball over. But yeah, I would say this game came more down to mistakes from both teams. There were a lot of really big points here and a lot of really awesome long rallies. And obviously, we got to cap it off with Jack getting that big spike towards the end there. Love to see it. Great job to the boys. The next set, I think they do take and win. But Jack isn't playing in that one. They sub in Tariq, who's number 18 from the last game that we watched. So we won't be watching that one, but I do appreciate everyone for taking a peek at this one. If you do end up wanting to see the ones where Jack isn't playing, we obviously can take a look at them. But for now, those are the ones that I'm most interested in. I like seeing my buddy do well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for sticking around to watch. Have a wonderful day. Bye!